Oh, what's going on, everyone? I'm back with another video. In today's video, we'll be talking about indications. So pretty much, how do you trade? Just like the very first video you guys watched when it came to joining this community, we simply trade, if I had to name it any type of way or style, like how people say ICT and all this other good stuff, it will be indication, correction, and continuation, which is very simple. That's ICC terms. Shout out to Mafia. So, what is an indication? An indication is exactly what the definition is. An indication, okay? It is not saying buy now, sell now. It is just indicating like, hey, we might want to buy now or sell now. Just a indication. What is literally the definition of indication? You can just look it up on Google. Okay, so in trading, an indication, let me show you what it is. Let's say I'm looking for a buy. This is silver, right? It will look something like this. Let me not complicate it for you guys because it's super simple. Like I said, that's one of the main thing I want you guys to understand when it comes to my teachings, that I'm just going to make it as simple as possible for you guys. An indication is a breakout of a support or resistance level. Repeat, an indication is a breakout of a support or resistance level. Okay? So an indication will look something like this for a sell. Capiche? This is an indication right here. This is an indication. It broke out the resistance level and created a sell below it, some candlesticks below it. This is an indication. This is not saying sell, 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 because it's below this level. Just sell immediately. No, this is just the indication. We're only going to be talking about the indication. We're not going to get into the correction. Well, we may get a little bit to everything else, but this is just the indication, okay? Because it broke out of this resistance level and it created some sell candles. So this is the indication that hey, we might want to sell. There's a lot of bearish movement right now. We might want to sell. Okay. So when it comes to things being bullish and you're looking for buying, an indication will look something like this to the upside. Like I said, this is just a indication. This is not saying buy now, buy now. Oh my God, I created a one thick ass candle. No, this is just a indication. It's literally just the word itself, indication, just indicating that, hey, we might be trying to push for buys right now. We might be on a bullish trend right now. We might be on a bullish, like, you feel me? Just an indication. That's all it is. An indication. I'm going to keep this so simple in this video short. Indication is a breakout of a support or a resistance level. This is a breakout of support for buys. This is the indication. This is, if it was vice versa, if it was just here, it'll be for sales. So a indication, I'll repeat this again. I have to keep repeating this because I'm getting these same questions over and over and over. How do you spot an indication? An indication is a breakout of a support or resistance, whether that's to the buy side, which is your support level being broken, or to the downside, which would be your resistance level being broken. It's just the initial first candles, whether that's on the hour, 4 hour, the initial first candles of the breakout of your support or resistance level. This is just the indication. That does not mean it's just going to keep going down. No. Now let's get into the full trading, the indication, correction, and continuation. So here's a live chart. This is silver. Oh my God, I make so much money on silver. I love trading silver. I like gold a little bit better, but here, you see how I mark my charts? I have the high, have the low, lower low, lower high. We already been over this, how to mark up your charts. So at the time, before I got into this trade, I seen this right here. Let me go back one. Oop. Start anew. At the time, I seen this. This is what I seen at the time. I did not just get into a trade and be like, oh my God, look at it's an engulfing candle. It's an engulfing. Let me just get in here and I see a hammer candlestick. Let me just get in buys right here. Like, that's retarded. Why would I just enter buys because I see 3 green candles? Like, that's just retarded. We don't do that. We wait till it gets to a level, whether it's a higher low or lower high. Okay, just like we talked about in our previous videos and stuff like that. Like, hey, this is how you look for entries and stuff like that, and where to get in on your higher lows, tongue twister. Oh my God, where you get in on your higher lows and lower highs. I obviously, at the time, knew this was a key level. Because once again, why is this a key level? Because this is a higher low, a higher high. I'm bugging. And last time price was in this area, last time price tapped or was it generalized in this area. Oh, last time price was in this area or at this level right here or near here, it sold off. So I said, why would I enter a buy here and it may just sell back down? So let me wait for the indication. What is the indication? It has to break a level. It has to break a level, a support or resistance. It has to break a level. So let's fast forward a little bit and see what price does. Boom. This is the indication right here. This is literally the indication. Once price broke above this level and created and closed, mind you, we only trade closed candles because closing is like closing out a deal, doing a handshake, closing a deal. Once price broke out this level and closed bullish, a green candle, mine is blue, a green candle, a bullish candle, I was like, okay, this is correction. So what do we wait on? Is since the very first video, we trade ICC, indication, correction. You can call it a retest all you want. Okay? Like, I don't care what you call it. So what did price do? Price created an indication, it corrected, and continuation. What is a continuation? It's continuing its indication move. Since it was above this level, obviously saying, hey, we're above this level, we're not going back down no more. We want to buy. This is bullish pressure above this level. It's bullish pressure above this level. We're no longer just selling above this because we closed above this level. If we wanted to sell, we would have closed selling below this level. So the indication closed above, it corrected itself, and the continuation will be to what? The next key level. What is the next key level? The next key level is here. This will be my target. So my entry was here. I do not want to confuse you guys. I waited for the indication. This was the indication. It broke out. It corrected. And here's the continuation. This was my first TP. Of course, my full TP, I was targeting up here, obviously, but this was my first TP. So let's let it play out, obviously. And like I said before, you can even mark it as a box because that's exactly what I did. But to help you guys, just do it like this. And let's play it. Sometimes you just got to be patient. Let the trade play out. Let the trade play out, baby. Let the trade play out. Literally. You see how easy that is? Boom. No fear, no panic. Entered here. I actually entered on the re-break. Once it corrected itself and it re-broke. So I entered like here, honestly. And I targeted here. But I was very confident with my trade anyway. To target like higher levels. Like if you look over here, this is a slight little error was prices bouncing off, and also I would target the high in the market, the high. So I was pretty confident it will at least go to like the next level. And then my stop loss, obviously, it will be where the previous higher low was, which was over here, the higher low. And we can even mark this so you guys are not confused. Because what do we know? What we talked about trends. If price is on a downtrend, it will not break its what? It is lower highs and lower lows. So I was really pretty confident that price was not going to break back down here at all. But that's just this little move here to here. We could watch it play out, honestly. Price did his stud thizzle. I may have to start from the top for some of you guys, but I want to give you guys a selling perspective of what is an indication. So I made money, a lot of money on Solana as well, selling Solana from like 120, like 117, something like that. So you see how when we're talking about like, here's the support, here's the resistance level. What are we talking about? Indication is when price break out a support or a resistance level or any key level where there's a higher low, lower high. It doesn't really matter. It breaks out of that level and it just gives you an indication of like, hey, we are selling below this level. And then it's going to always do a correction and a continuation. So for this trade on Solana, I entered This will be the indication. The indication will be here. I don't know why I put it here. The indication will be here. This is the indication that, hey, we are selling below this resistance level. We're all good for sales. We want to sell below this level because if it didn't, it would have created a green candlestick and it would have went back up. But no, it says above this level, we want to sell because it has a closed candle. What I tell you guys about closed candles, it had a closed candle. And then what did it do? It did a correction and it did a continuation. So what will be your entry? Your entry will always come from the indication itself. I'm gonna make a entire video. I already made a entire video on entries, but your entries come from your indication. So if I was to enter this sell, which I did, I waited for here's the indication. It gave this candlestick. It corrected itself. And once price broke this same indication, which I already knew below this level is going to be sales, but once it broke this level right here, I entered sales. I entered exactly here. My stop loss was above this level, and my TP was down here. Simple as that. So simple. So once again, an indication is the break of a support or a resistance level or any key levels that you have. It's the first initial break. You see how it initially broke out first and created a selling candlestick? And then it corrected itself to, hey, let's say, hey, let me just retest the area we just left to see if we're not BSing around. We actually want to sell. And it did. It sold back down and sold to the same level it sold out to our indication area. And boom, it continued. So ICC, indication, correction, continuation. It's so simple. Literally, watch this. Indication, correction, continuation. Now, do not get confused. Do not be confizzled or anything like that. With price has to do a full correction to your resistance or your support level. Price do not have to do that. Price could dead ass do this right here. Price could literally just break out and don't even come back to this area. It just creates just a lower high. It would just create something like this and continue down and just do this. Price do not have to always retest that, like go all the way back for you to get in a trade. Then you sell off. Price do not have to do that. Price can just dead ass just create a higher low. I mean a lower high or a higher low. It does not have to do a hard pullback, a hard correction. It does not have to do that. And we learned that in the previous video when we were talking about trends and stuff like that, the higher lows, the lower highs and stuff like that. And we've seen the Bitcoin chart, how it didn't have to pull all the way back to its level. It just literally just created a little level for it to do. It's just boom, boom, boom. But that's all I have for you guys in this video. If you have any questions, let me know down below. I do not want to complicate this enough. I hope this tutorial was good and it was very self-explanatory. But just to break something down one last time, we have a support. And like I said, this is for indications. The indication is from the breakout of a support or a resistance level or any key level. If price breakout here, this is the indication for buys. Just the indication does not mean buy, 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 buy. Just the indication. If price breaks out down here, this is the indication for sales.